Hi guys, Victoria Paxton here. Thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel, My Psychic Life, My Psychic Wife. I'm back at the cemetery today. So let me start off by saying, if you hear the cranes in the background, the construction, the trains in front of me, or the planes above me, I apologize. Okay, so the reason we're here is, okay, a lot of times when people pass away right away, I'm not able to communicate with them. It's like I don't know, like they have like there's like a period of time to where I can't communicate with them. A lot of psychics say the exact opposite. They say that, you know, they're extremely able to communicate with them from the second after they pass. For me, that happens a lot. I am able to communicate pretty quickly with people that are that die quickly or unexpectedly. Not all the time, but sometimes. So yesterday afternoon, I started to feel someone around me, and I knew someone was trying to connect. I was able to visually see the man, and I was like, wow, he looks really familiar. And I just couldn't put my finger on it. And he was very persistent. Excuse me. He needed to tell me things. But yet, it's hard for me to explain this, but he was trying to communicate with me, and I was able to hear him, but it was almost like it was telepathically. It wasn't as if he were, another individual standing in front of me speaking. It's like telepathically I could understand what he was saying. And he started talking about his passing, and that's when a light bulb went off in my head, and I realized who it was. Jeffrey Epstein. I will preface this by saying, all of this, it's for entertainment purposes, et cetera, et cetera. And what I'm getting from him is what I'm getting from him, but I don't want to be sued, okay? So this is for entertainment purposes only. This is what he's allegedly saying to me. It's not written in stone, even though I'm hearing it, and it is written in stone. It's really not. Okay, so what I thought I would do is I asked him if he could hold off, gather his thoughts, because a lot of times if I say that to spirit, if I say, give yourself some time, give me some time, gather your thoughts, and then come back, and a lot of times they'll calm down somewhat to where I can communicate easier with them. Sorry guys, there's like squinting. I'm having a hard time today. There's sun, and then there's overcast today. It's really kind of bright. Anyway, so I said, gather your thoughts, calm down. Let's come back tomorrow and go over this. So I'm going to try to contact him, and I'm just going to go ahead and write what I'm getting. He didn't say a lot to me yesterday, other than he was really upset. He was wanting to communicate some things to me, and he wanted to talk about his passing. So it's not like I got a bunch of information last night, so hopefully I can pull him back through. If you see this video, then that means he came back through. If you don't see it, he didn't go back through. Okay, so I'm just gonna open up my notepad here and just see what I get and go from there. And again, I have to block everything out, not just sound-wise, but also vision-wise. It's almost like, even if I have my eyes open, all of a sudden the camera disappears, the trees, the grass, the cemetery just disappears. And I kind of see almost like a movie. So I'll be able to see him. So, okay, let me get to it. Okay, I've got him coming through now. He's speaking really quickly. And I have explained this before. I don't know why that happens, but it's almost like they're so excited and they have so much to say, but they feel like they don't have a lot of time, so they have to they talk really, really quickly. Okay, so I'm just gonna start writing down what he's saying. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have my husband pause this because I'm gonna be sitting here just listening, communicating, and writing down, and you don't need to see that for 25 minutes or whatever, so I'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back. So I was able to communicate with Mr. Epstein, however you say it. Epstein. Okay, let me preface this by saying I don't know very much about this man other than what I was getting. All I know is that he was in prison and he had hearings coming up, and that's about all I know. I don't know any kind of specifics. You know, I didn't know him in life. So, yeah. Okay, so and another thing I want to say is there are a lot of names and a lot of things that I can't mention that I was given. So I won't be mentioning those. And I also want to say again, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is what I'm getting. This is not written in stone. This is just what I'm getting. It's for entertainment purposes. I don't want anybody coming and trying to kill me or, you know, whatever. So I'm a little lowly nobody. I'm nobody, right? Okay, so I'm just going to read what I have, and I'll add in little parts here and there if I need to. Okay. So, started off, they know what they did. She's the one that caused this. Now, when he's talking about that she's the one that caused this, further in the communication, he was talking about a group of people. And he was referring to like 3 different sets of husbands and wives. Apparently, they're pretty wealthy and pretty have a lot of contacts, I guess. So I just wanted to kind of explain that a little bit. Okay, so then he goes on to say it's a different culture for them. The 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old girls are fair game. I never meant to hurt anyone. I let money take over. I couldn't control what I had gotten into. Wow. Okay. There are over 10 people that know the full truth. So apparently these 3 sets of spouses are part of these 10 people, because he kept referring, but he was referring to several of them by name. So apparently they're the ones that know the absolute 100% without a doubt truth to everything. And like I said, I don't know exactly what he did, so it's hard for me to even try to break down what he's saying, you know what I mean? So I'm doing what I can here. Okay, I couldn't control what I'd gotten into. There were over 10 people. Okay, the 2 of them said I had absolutely nothing to worry about. They said they would make sure I never had to worry about repercussions. They controlled me and everyone else around them. Between all of their professional and political connections, they said... Can I just say too, a lot of times when I communicate with spirit, I'll get specific things, and literally the second I write them down, I don't even remember what's said. So it's almost like when I'm reading this, it's like coming back, you know. Excuse me. So I just wanted to reiterate that. Okay, between all of their professional and political connections, they said they were unstoppable. I thought I was part of that. Excuse me. I thought I was part of that. I thought I was protected. But it seems as if they set me up. How did I not see this coming? I was stupid. When he's talking about he here, I actually know what he's talking. Well, no, I don't know, but he's talking about this one particular man with the one with the spouse that he's most angry with. He always begged me to hook him up, so I did. They both think that now that I'm out of the way and gone, that nothing will come out. I wasn't completely incompetent. I left the evidence, and once it's found, all of them will be in deep. I trusted them far too much. They said they'd protect me, but they easily allowed everyone to think it was all about me. I never had that many connections. I'm talking about people in politics, showbiz, royal families. Excuse me. I'm talking about people in politics, showbiz, royal families, prestigious doctors, lawyers, police, you name it, they were involved. I didn't want, there were some other people that if I would have said that, it would have been too easy to figure out, and I don't want this to have any names in it like that. So I chose not to even like put that in the part that he was just talking about. So, okay. It will eventually all come out, not all at once, not right away, but it will come out. I didn't attempt suicide like they said a few weeks ago. I only made it appear that way. So let me stop here. When he was explaining this to me, there was some other details. This was in conjunction with someone else. So when they said that he had tried to hang himself a few weeks ago, there was someone else involved in that, and it was basically Mr. Epstein and this person allegedly were trying to make it appear that he was suicidal. And there's more to that, but I'm not going to talk about any of that, for obvious reasons. So anyway, I didn't attempt suicide like they think a few weeks ago. I only made it appear that way. I want my family and my true friends to know that I would never take my own life. Think about it. They promised me that if I was ever arrested, they would figure it all out. I had nothing to worry about. I believed them, so why would I try to commit suicide? I wasn't depressed. Frankly, I was looking forward to getting out of prison and moving on with my life. You have to remember when he was speaking, he was talking about, he never once doubted these people. He just knew that he was going to get out of prison. He was going to be found not guilty. He was going to go home. He was going to, be able to continue his life. I put in a little thing here. He continued to mention other names several times, and for obvious reasons, I'm not going to mention those names. I didn't even know the majority of the names he was mentioning. A couple of them sounded familiar, but I didn't even know who these people were, but I just wanted to throw that out there, that there's no way I would mention that. Okay, then he goes on, the day I died, ask the guards. The ones that aren't being paid off will tell you. I was in high spirits. I was joking and talking about the future. Suicide people wouldn't be making plans for the future. Which I think that's probably pretty true. Like when he said that, I was thinking, I don't know if too many suicidal, normally people that are suicidal, they talk about ending things and just wanting to be out of pain. Why would he be talking to the guards and talking to other people about, other stuff? Okay. Suicidal people wouldn't be making plans for the future. Check the call logs. I began to think I was going to be killed by the people that said they would protect me. So let me explain this a little bit because he was going really fast. I was trying to write all this. So basically what he was saying is, okay, so he had spoken to an outsider that came to see him. I'm not going to divulge who it was, but he had spoken to an outsider that had come in to visit him. And this outsider, based on what the person was saying, he felt like that this group of people that were a part of all this, he felt like this one person in particular, this person that came in to speak to him in jail said, look, I think we might have some problems here. I think this person might be wanting you gone, wanting you dead. And so he began to feel like, wow, that could be true. He started seeing little things, like little comments that guards were making, and he started thinking, yeah, maybe this is true. Maybe they are trying to kill me. So, which, you know, you got to think about it. That had to have been devastating. He considered these people his friends, his colleagues. You know, he considered that they were going to protect him. They always said they would protect him. Why would he think they weren't? They had protected him up to this point as best they could. So anyway, okay. So the prison records the calls. It's all there. Then he went on to give me the name of a guard, which I'm not going to divulge. Okay, so he goes on to say this guard's name, and he says that he wasn't usually near him. He came into the cell. He unlocked my cell, and I don't remember much other than a sharp pain in my neck, and I ended up here. It took me a bit to realize I had died. I saw my body on a stretcher. So this was a lot more detailed, but again, I don't want to say names or anything. So he was talking about, he started feeling pain in his neck, and then all of a sudden he woke up. But when he woke up, he was like, wait a minute, something's not right here. He looked down, he saw his body on a stretcher, and then, you know, he, I guess, figured out that he had been killed. I saw my body on the stretcher. There are other people, many other people, that have taken the easy way out by trying to distance themselves from me. They can try all they want. There's plenty of proof. I wasn't the proverbial brains behind the operation. I'll admit my wrongs. I've not been a good man. I've done so many things wrong that I can't take back, but I felt like I was in way too deep too quickly. So I'm going to say here as well, he said a lot of other things here, which I'm going to choose just to leave out. They were very, they were really personal, and it's not anything that I would want his family or friends to hear. It was almost like a confession, I guess you could say. Like, he was confessing to me what he had done, and that he felt horrible about it, and that he wasn't a good person. He wasn't a good man. He had made too many mistakes. He'd hurt too many people. He didn't mean to hurt people, but he did. So, okay. So I'll continue to read what he said. Unfortunately, the others in this have far more contacts and abilities than I ever had. I've done what I've done. I can't take back my past, but I never meant to hurt anyone, especially not my family or the friends that have stayed true to me. I hope they will forgive my misgivings and not hate me. I'm going to take my punishment for everything. I won't be taking it through the courts, but believe me, I will have to take it from here. Okay, so there he was, you know, it's hard when you're dealing with a spirit of someone that's passed. You know, the way he was saying he's going to have to take his punishments from where he is, it sounds almost like he's not in a good place. He's not going to be going to a good place. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw that in there. Then he went on to say he needs to make sure that these people don't get away with it. They've done so much to so many. And then he went on, I'm just a lowly fish in their massive pond. So yeah, this is, you know, this happens from time to time for me. Someone will die traumatically, and then they come to me. Sometimes it's just to talk to me so I can hear their story, I guess. Makes them feel better to get things out. Sometimes they actually want me to communicate with someone that's, you know, on the earth. But yeah, I mean, I really feel bad for the guy. I don't know much about him, and I know he must not be a very good person, you know, for being in prison and all, but I mean, it sounds to me like he has a lot of remorse, you know, and yeah, I feel bad for his family and his friends. So, okay, guys, thanks for stopping by my channel. I just kind of wanted to get that out there, and, you know, because I get these a lot, so maybe I'll start doing more videos when people connect with me. You know, most times it's just regular, everyday people. It's not somebody like this guy, you know. This guy's like famous. He's been all over the news, you know. So, yeah. Thanks for stopping back by my channel.